Michael, lovely to see you.
And you.
Thank you so much for stopping to have a bit of a chat about my birthday, which we'll come on to. You know, I've interviewed you and got to know you over the years in many different guises, the Pride of Britain or for work, and of course on the pitch with Soccer Aid. Well, I didn't realise that you were very close to sort of going down the route of a footballer, though.
When I was very young.
Yes.
I mean, I hit my peak when I was about 12, to be honest. I mean, that's not a joke. I really did. I mean, if someone had come along when I was about 8, 9, which I guess is, you know, happens now.
That's when it does, yeah.
Maybe it would have all been very different. But by the time I got into my early teens, I was getting interested in acting stuff and I was sort of going a different way with things. But yeah, early on.
There was a chance, though, that you could have moved to London to train with the Arsenal Academy?
Well, yeah, there was a whole weird thing that happened when we went on a family holiday to Pontins on the Isle of Wight. And this other family were on holiday there, a guy with his son and a friend of his son's. And I was playing football, you know, like you do on holiday. And this guy sort of took a bit of an interest and ended up, unbeknownst to me, arranging a match between a local team and a team from Pontins. And turns out he was a scout for Arsenal. He was Tony Adams' father.
No.
His son was Tony Adams, who was there. And then he came up to my dad afterwards and said, you know, we'd be interested in having Michael come to London. And I didn't know. I heard my mum and dad talk about this with their friends when we came back from the holiday. I overheard it, and of course it was the most exciting thing.
Of course.
But at the same time, I was like, what? They said no? But, you know, I wasn't going to go and live in London when I was 12, and my parents couldn't come.
Crikey is the idea, though, from Pontins to Highbury. I mean, that's quite a journey, isn't it?
Isn't it just?
It wasn't to be the world of sport, but the world of acting was that calling that was always there as well. As you said, you sort of started finding your sort of the mojo towards that and being drawn towards that.
Well, and a pathway, I suppose. I mean, I was very lucky, and I've become more and more aware of how fortunate I was as I've got older. But there was an actual pathway. I started doing school plays, and then there was a local youth theatre. Again, unbeknownst to me, an amazing youth theatre, possibly one of the greatest in the country, so therefore maybe the world, but I didn't know that. I got into this youth theatre and we started doing stuff, and then, you know, eventually went to drama school, and so there was a pathway there for me, and it was all very well supported and funded and stuff. So that was the main reason, really.
Was there ever any doubt? Was there ever any doubt that it would happen and you would get there?
Not really. Not because I was overconfident. I just didn't think about it in those terms. I mean, here's another thing that was really important as well. Coming from a town that I come from, Port Talbot, old steel town, you know, in South Wales, working class. But we had Richard Burton and Anthony Hopkins who came from there. So I never thought twice that it wouldn't be possible.
There was heritage.
Because they were already people out there from where I came from doing what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that shows the importance of representation, of seeing people doing what you'd want to do, and how important that is, really.
It's 30 odd years now, though, you've been doing it.
Yes, yeah. I left drama school when I was 21, so 34 years
34 years. Yeah. I mean, that's a lifetime in many ways, but I'm sure it's gone by in a flash.
It seemed a lot longer for the people watching me. It's gone very quickly for me.
Not true. I wonder how that landscape's changed and how you've changed with regards to your approach to it all now.
Yeah. Well, from the very subjective point of view, you know, a bit of me still thinks of myself as the youngest person in the company, you know, when you join the theatre company. And then, you know, it gets marked by the first time you get offered a part who's a dad. And then, you know, obviously there are other markers. Now I'm playing people who die from natural causes. If I die in something, I want it to be a tragedy. I don't want it to be, yeah, well, he had a good innings. That's how you know things have changed.
He'll be missed, but you know, it was his time.
But it was, you know, he had a good innings.
You've become very synonymous with playing characters that we know. You know, the Chris Tarrants, the sort of the Brian Cloughs, the Prince Andrews. With that, I'd imagine comes a lot more. Is it more intense, having to do something that people already have an opinion of, and they have an idea of how they're going to sound? Yeah,
it's sort of the things that make it very scary also make it sort of exciting as well. So it is quite frightening having that extra layer of knowing that the audience are already very familiar with this person. It's one thing if you're doing something and you're playing a fictional character and nobody knows who it is, so they're not kind of going, no, that's not what he's like, But with a real person, that's what's happening. But at the same time, that becomes a kind of an extra tool that you've got to use, because then you can surprise people. You know what people's expectations are because they're sort of your expectations as well. And then you can kind of play around with that and surprise people and reveal something that maybe people aren't aware of. So it's both terrifying.
Yeah.
Because I mean, people assume that I was the kind of kid growing up who did impersonations of teachers. I could never do impersonations. I was not that kid. I discovered it, I suppose, that I could do something like that through my daughter, Lily. So when she was very little, and she would ask, for me to tell stories about the characters she'd seen in films, Disney films or whatever. And of course, she was, at that point, completely non-judgmental.
Yeah.
And I would just do the voices, and slowly over time I was like, oh, that does sound like that person. So I knew if I focused on someone, I could do that. There came a time when Lily said, don't do the voices. It's just embarrassing.
She was suddenly very judgmental.
Yeah. Not in a bad way, but, just embarrassing. But yeah, so if I focus on a person for a long, really concentrated period of time, then I can do it. But it's not like I just do impersonations.
Do you think, as your experience as an actor, though, and as you've sort of gained that experience over the years, you are better equipped to be able to deliver a performance of someone like Prince Andrew or someone like Brian Clough?
I think definitely, yeah. I've got at least the confidence of knowing that I've done it before. Although every single time I've played a real person, I hit a kind of a wall about a couple of weeks before we start. And I'm like, no, this is the one people are just not going to accept me. Absolutely, they're going to just laugh at me. It's going to be ridiculous. This has gone terribly wrong and my career's over. And I feel like that every single time. But at least I've got a process. I know that if I've done the same sort of process as I've done before, I've got a fighting chance. Yeah.
It's fascinating that even with your experience, your vast success as well, that I don't doubt for a minute you never take that sort of thing for granted because you love that process. There's still doubt. There's still questions about...
I think there has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of the things that when I was starting off, and I'm sure this is true just life generally, but when I was younger, the things that I was that I thought were signs of failure in some way. So doubt being, having doubt or taking risks and them not working. So things that you would see as failures. More and more as I get older, I realize that's the bedrock of what you do. If you don't try things and they go wrong, how can you learn? You're not honing what you're doing, and you have to have doubt, I think, because that's what makes you vigilant and makes you rigorous and disciplined and on all those kinds of qualities. So I've come to really value that. What I might have considered failure in the past, I now consider to be just absolutely what you need. It's necessary.
I think there's a big shift, wasn't there, for you, Michael? Sort of around 49. So as you were approaching your 50s, you moved back home.
Yeah.
Was that a reaction to where you were in life at that point, and you're thinking, because I've got this big 50th birthday coming up, which I'm very much looking forward to. I'm not scared by the number. It's not the age, but it feels like an important moment that needs to be marked somehow. So I'm trying to gain some wisdom and some ideas from people, from friends and peers and colleagues and people I look up to. Was that a moment for you that sort of meant there needs to be a shift now in where we are as a family and what we're doing in life?
Well, I was thinking, knowing that, you're coming up to your 50th, and I was just thinking about, what happened around my 50th? I remember very much thinking, I should mark it. I must do something. And then that pressure became unbearable. Trying to think of what do you do to one thing. So I realized, no, I'm not going to do one thing. I'll just, over the year of that 50th year, I'll try and make sure I do a few things to kind of celebrate or whatever. And then, as John Lennon said, life is what happens when you're making other plans. And life thought, I think the universe went, no, you are going to mark it, yeah, but not in the way you think. So it was a massive time of change for me, huge. And I had been planning to, so I'd lived in America for about 15 years, my daughter Lily had grown up there. She had got to the point where she was, going off into her own life. So I didn't have to be there anymore. So I knew there was a change coming, and I'd always knew that I would come back to Britain. But I'd never thought it never occurred to me that I would come back to Wales, back to where I had grown up. I mean, if I thought about it, I assumed I would come back to London, I guess, or whatever. So I knew that was sort of coming. But, and maybe this is because I was around 50. It wasn't conscious, but, maybe instinctively, like a homing pigeon or something, that I was kind of going, well, this is a significant moment, I need to think about where I'm going in my life and all that. But it wasn't conscious. But I had definitely, over the sort of preceding 10 or so years, been starting to get more drawn to doing other things outside of acting.
Yeah.
And that inevitably was kind of drawing me more towards Wales again. But a couple of things happened on my 50th year. Major significant things. So one was, yes, I moved back to Wales. That actually happened, and I started living there. The other one was that I met my partner. We had a baby. It was all in a fairly short space of time. And I gave all my money away.
Yes.
I lost everything.
So you weren't...
I don't say I lost everything.
No.
But yeah, that all happened in my 50th year.
So considering you weren't going to market in one particular way, you sort of went hook, line and sinker.
Let's try something different.
and I mean, there's so much there that's absolutely fascinating for that. I was talking to a friend the other day, and the idea of it being a new season, if we sportsmen love our sport as rugby players or footballers or whatever it is, that to mark that new period in your life. The one thing is having a baby and going back, because Lily was, I think she was probably 20 at the time.
Then she would have been 20, yeah.
A new partner, back in Wales, and then to do something so extraordinary with your money, with your wealth, and kind of think, I want to live in a different way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it came out of necessity, the money thing. So it wasn't something that I necessarily went, right, I'm going to just do this. But what happened was that I ended, everything that I had spent my entire working career building up and, just went. It's just all gone. And as terrifying and as stressful as that was, it was sort of liberating, weirdly. I mean, in retrospect, it didn't feel like that at the time.
Sure.
It felt horrific at the time. But
the motivation for it at the time.
Yeah, well, so I had been part of trying to bring something called the Homeless World Cup to Wales. I'd been involved in street football, which was setting up football training essentially for people who excluded in whatever way, whether it's through experienced homelessness in some way, men and women, and it was providing structure, providing a time where you don't have to deal with that. You can just come and play football. You meet other people, and you can get services to people. So it was a sort of brilliant organisation. And then I found out through that there was a homeless World Cup that happened every year. And so I went to Oslo one year with the Welsh teams and saw it happening. And I just thought, we should do this in Wales. And so then I became part of making that happen. And then, to cut a very long story short, with about 8 weeks left to go before it was going to happen in Cardiff, we discovered there was no money. All the money had gone. Or in fact, there was no money. It's a very long story.
Yeah, okay.
But suffice to say, we needed to find a lot of money very quickly. And the danger was, of course, that everybody, because there was a lot of partners, organisations who had part of making this happen, and of course they were all like, well, we can't be a part of this anymore. So there was a lot of very vulnerable people all over the world imminently coming to Cardiff to have what I believed was a potentially transformative experience. That's why I wanted to get involved in this. And so I had to kind of decide, well, do I try and make this work in some way, or do I walk away? Like, understandably other people wanted to walk away, and all the advice was to walk away. And I just thought, I can't do that. It was a real kind of pivotal moment for me, and I just thought, I can't do it. So I did everything I could to convince everyone to stay on board and to keep things going. So the very first thing I did was put everything I had just in my bank account to create sort of some cash flow and to pay for things that had already happened. And then I had to try and convince people that I could guarantee money coming down the line as well. So then so the house I had just been moving out of in Los Angeles that I hadn't sold yet, I had to put up. And then the house I'd bought in Wales to come and live in now, I had to put up as well. So I put all my assets, all my cash flow in to kind of keep people on board, which they did. And then I had to go asking people for money. I mean, literally going and asking people for money. And over the next few weeks. And it happened. And we did it. And we got through it. And it was an amazing experience. And you know, I'd be sitting in meetings and Anna would be sitting there pregnant and I'd say, look, I've got a baby coming as well. I mean, I had no shame whatsoever.
But by then, yeah, I'm sure.
And and it happened. And then, you know, and I remember at the time thinking, well, I'm earning money. I mean, there's no reason to assume that over the next however many years, I can't make some of this money back. Because a lot of it was also money that I didn't have. I had to do deals with people and go, I'll pay you this money over 3 to 5 years or whatever. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff upcoming. So I was essentially in debt for a long time, sort of still am a little bit. But I realized that, I can do this. This is not something, I realized that a lot of business people, you know, talk about, it's just about juggling debt mainly. I was like, I see how that works now, right? Okay. So instead of, most people would say to me, well, you're not going to do that again, are you? You're not going to put money into that again. And actually the opposite happened. I started going, no, I'm going to put more money into things. I'm going to actually do more of this because I can see how it works now. And also I'm aware that there's a kind of window of opportunity and that window will shut eventually. I'm not going to earn. I'm not going to have the earning capacity. I'm not going to be able to do the same sort of things. So it sort of changed my life in that this crisis actually opened up whole new possibilities for me and has changed my life in all kinds of ways. So all those things that happened, this is the point, all those things that happened in my 50th year, coming back to Wales, being in a new relationship, having children again. I mean, we've had 2 now. Yeah. I've got a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. And all of that stuff with the money thing. It completely opened up a whole new world. And just at a point where I'm sure a lot of people heading for 50 particularly, you know, can feel like, you know, it's the downhill slope after that. And, oh God, you know. Actually, it was the best thing that could have happened to me because it made a whole new world of possibilities open up. It was like being, you know, without being too over dramatic, it was like sort of being born again in certain ways. You know? So my advice would be, if you want to have any advice,
I do, absolutely.
Is be open to what, you know, the universe might be bringing you, and things come in surprising ways. And even though a lot in your psyche will be saying, oh, we're moving into a different chapter now, and for all the positive advice that people give, actually, you know, it's time to put your slippers on. You know. Actually, it's a possibility to have a whole new kind of world open up to you.
It's fascinating to hear that big shift because, of course, from a very young age, we're told there's certain things you want to earn some money, you want to get a house, you want to get on the property ladder, you want to look after your family, you want to leave something for your family, and then to suddenly be through your choice, but because, you know, there was a desire, a need for something you want to achieve, you just relieved yourself of all of that. I can understand how that would feel liberating, terrifying, and liberating.
Yes, but I think at a time when part of me, I think, in the period of time leading up to that, so in the years leading up to that, I don't just mean like months, but the years leading up to that, part of me, I suppose, if I'd thought about it, if someone had said, what do you want to be doing in your 50s? I suppose I'd probably have thought, well, I want to be enjoying the fruits of everything, you know, and you know, and you know, just sort of being able to do things when I'm not working, do things that I just enjoy and that, you know, relax and just enjoy the benefits, blah, 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 blah. And actually, obviously, you know, it was the complete reverse. I suddenly have no free time because I've got kids again. And rather than, you know, being able to buy this and that and whatever, you know, I'm having to sort of be really careful with money but it's sort of making me think about things in a completely different way.
Do you think this is quite hard to gauge, but do you think you're happier?
Oh, undoubtedly. This is undoubtedly the happiest period of my life. Undoubtedly, without any second thoughts at all. It has given me being able to be around my children and see that, when Lily was younger, I was working a lot, I was away a lot, I was an actor who was trying to, establish myself and all those kind of things, and I really regret that. Being able to be with the kids now and it's physically exhausting.
Yeah.
But it's just emotionally and psychologically and spiritually, it's just amazing. And to feel like I am doing things now, I'm trying to, it's sort of a cliche, but I'm trying to be the change I want to see in the world, rather than just moaning about things and shouting about it and saying it was wrong. I'm like trying to do something about it in my own small way.
I mean, the support of the community. I think you're described as a non-for-profit actor now, so what you earn, you're able to support your family, but you can support projects back home and look after. I read somewhere that you'd recently paid off a lot of personal debt of a lot of people in South Wales as well. That sort of philanthropy and altruism is extraordinary in this day and age now. It's a real... Has your ambition changed, Michael? Is your ambition that you sort of inspire that in other people, or is your ambition...
I suppose in a way, and it comes back to the Pride of Britain Awards as well. We sort of say this, don't we, every year. I find myself saying it every year, that every day we get regular updates on what is terrible in the world. I mean, regularly. Every few hours it's coming in, and now with social media, Yeah. And what's wonderful about the Pride of Britain Awards is that you have this just influx of what amazing things people are doing. And not just being brave and courageous, which is amazing, but people turning darkness into light. I mean, that's what always strikes me, is the people who are doing extraordinary things, have gone through some often terrible experience, or are going through it, really difficult stuff, but they're turning that into something positive. And we don't hear enough of that, I think. So it gives us kind of warped sense of what's going on in the world and who we are and what we're capable of. And I think more and more it's important to me to just keep doing things that, as much as possible, that you can do this as well. And, my sort of credo now is sort of, you do what you can to help who you can with what you've got. So it doesn't matter how much or little you've got, but, we can all do something. It's about engaging, I think. That's part of what I find most frustrating about modern life, is when I feel like there's nothing I can do about it. It's terrible, and there's nothing I can do. And that kind of turns in on you. But once you actually get engaged with things, no matter how small it is, it's transformative, I think. And it does send a positive message, but it's about me. It's selfish in a way, It's about, I want to feel like I'm doing something, and that the world can be a wonderful place.
So one last question for you. Really loved talking to you. I really appreciate your time, Michael. Thank you so much for sharing some thoughts. But I wonder what you might say to younger Michael, who's about to embark on his teens or early 20s with his life and his career and hopes and dreams ahead of him, just in terms of what you might say to get him through those years.
I mean, I suppose the thing is, I would say, don't listen to me. Do you know what I mean? The single most important thing I think that I have learned is, like, your path is your path. And the more you try and kind of judge what you should do on your journey by what other people are doing, the more lost you get, weirdly, It's like the map is in there. Yeah. And it's about listening to that. Not everyone's going to have advice, and most people's advice is about what's worked for them or what's not worked for them. And that is very different to you, The other thing that I've found as I've got older, I look back on my time as a teen, in my teens, and I think about, I remember back then, I thought the things I was into then were just like treading water. Like, the things I'm going to be really into and that are going to be important to me are down the line, like my life's down there. And I realized more and more that those things I was into then are the things that still matter the most to me. They're the things that kind of guided me. And other people would look at those things and go, oh, rubbish, But it's what's important to you, and holding on to that and letting that guide you, rather than looking around and judging yourself by what other people are doing. Because it's a long game, and in that long game, those things are just gold. All those fairy tales and legends that we hear about, someone gives you a magic this and a magic that. it's true. You have all those magic items in there, and they will guide you. But the danger is that you think, well, because it's not magic, because it doesn't look like other people's magical things. You've got them, and relish them and preserve them and nurture them. Yeah. They will guide you.
Amazing. Michael, thank you so much. Honestly, I talked to you all afternoon. It's been really, really lovely to get some thoughts. Just absolutely
it's a pleasure.
Brilliant fun.
Have a great 50th.
Oh, it will be. It will be great.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to have any children, though. Just going to be honest.
You never know.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
Oh, Emma and Matt Willis join us now. It's great to see you both.
You too.
There is no question our viewers will be watching this with such interest, particularly when they see the documentary, to try and understand actually the harm, the damage, the impact that having mobile phones, smartphones particularly, is on young people, on children, on teenagers. Emma, were you prepared for what you were sort of about to discover, do you think?
No, because I'm a technophobe, so I'm rubbish when it comes to all things tech. I didn't grow up with it, so I'm really not very good. So, and that's part of the reason that we wanted to do it, because we have kids of the age that we're looking at in the experiment, and we wanted to kind of help navigate them in the world that they're growing up with. The things we found, I was genuinely shocked about, but I think it very much then became, we were exploring, weren't we?
Yeah.
Like the world that they're living in, how they're growing up, how things affect them. And the main part of this is that it's an experiment on children to find out how smartphones affect that age group mentally and physically on the brain. Yeah. So everything was tracked. You'll see that they had like EEGs on their brain, their cognitive responses, and then their feelings of anxiety, depression, and how removing these devices make them feel.
What was interesting to me when I watched it was how open and honest you guys were as well. How you like, we thought we had this under control. We thought the parental locks were on. We thought, because we all go through the same thing. My kids are a bit younger than yours. They're 6 and 8. But even we're starting to kind of explore those kind of territories and go, how do we control it?
Yeah.
I think that's all parents. We're all kind of going through this experiment with phones together. They're so new in our lives, and the effects that they're having on kids. We kind of went into it going, oh, we know social media is bad for kids. We've heard that before, but actually seeing that it's actually having a smartphone in their hand, and having access to the internet at all times is so damaging, and in so many different ways. Like, it was remarkable because everywhere we looked, in every kind of category to do with a smartphone, there was damage. It was kind of it was unavoidable.
Well, it's fascinating because watching, and I thought the kids were incredible as well in the class, in the school, and they were so eloquent talking about how they were dealing with it. And one or two of them really struggled. One young lad particularly had physical withdrawal from his phone.
Yeah.
And you're watching it thinking, goodness me, how on earth has it got to this point? But also what's really fabulous is watching them at the end of the experiment and just how they're transformed in many ways.
Yeah. The one thing that, like you say, they were a brilliant group of kids that, they really wanted to kind of give it a go. Miles obviously mentions in the first episode, like, I'm being paid $5 a day.
That's cute.
$5 a day to do it.
Yeah.
But actually, the money incentive kind of came out of it because that's the child that you're talking about who literally had physical withdrawal from all of these devices. But they really got stuck in, didn't they?
They did.
And the one thing that they all said was, this is how I socialise. This is my social life, is my device. And they were all really scared that they would be disconnected from their mates. But at the end of it, we found out from them and all of the... it was like a focus group that we did it on, like 26 kids, but the whole school did questionnaires. And they all said they felt more connected without a smartphone than they did with one to their social group.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest thing they were scared of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is one aspect of it, for sure. But then there's the other aspect of it as well, where it gets really dark.
Yeah.
It gets really upsetting. It's devastating for families. That little girl who's bullied as well.
Yeah.
And they created, like, a page to just bully her.
Yeah.
it's controlling that too. I don't know how we do it.
I think it's really difficult because I suppose we're on the front line as parents and carers, aren't we? That putting those age restrictions on and time limits on, and simple things like taking phones out of bedrooms at night time so they don't have access when they're on their own. But we can only do so much. Government has to step in at some point, and tech companies have to take responsibility for the products that they are making that don't have any verified age restrictions on them.
No.
Because just by clicking, yes, I'm over 13 and yes, I'm over 18, anybody can do that.
That shocked me when you were looking at that porn site, and it's literally like you just press a button and that's it, you're in.
Yeah. So are you over 18? Yes, there you go. Access to
and that was
graphic material.
Really graphic.
was
from your face, you could see what
big eye opener for me. I was like, oh wow, wow. That's,
what would your?
that's
I mean,
a lot.
you speak to a government representative, though, don't you, Matt? And I kind of you get the sense that they're no one wants to sort of go, right, we need to do something about this now. They're going to keep an eye on Australia because Australia have already brought in some legislation to try and do this. What would you like to see them do?
I think it's time for them to really take this seriously. You know, I think we've been talking about it for a long time and nothing seems to be changing. And I think the thing is that innovation is brilliant, right? Like, technology is fantastic.
And young people should be able to be part of that world.
Absolutely.
But safely.
Yeah.
Bring in safety for them.
Yeah. And it can't be one rule for, like, a blanket thing. It has to be, they have to tackle this properly, you know, and go, right, OK, kids are not safe on these devices, whichever way you look at it. So how are we going to deal with that?
So how has it changed the Willis household? You've got 3 kids.
Yeah.
Have they embraced the experiment, or are they kind of like, oh, for God's sake, Mum, Dad?
I mean, as soon as we brought it up, they were devastated. They were like, why do you have to do this? Why do you have to do this?
We're like, because of you two. That's why. It has been, it's touchy with our eldest, who's kind of approaching 16.
Yeah, it's right.
Amazingly, actually, our son's 13, and he has been fantastic.
Yeah.
We've tried to kind of inform him and communicate with him as to why.
Yeah.
And he has the rules that we've put in place, like phones out of the bedroom at night,
I think that was a big one.
time limits on things.
Yeah.
He's just gone, all right then. OK.
Brilliant.
And sometimes now he even goes, I don't need my phone at school, so can I just leave it at home? So it's
Yeah.
little things like that.
Little
you know?
wins.
Yeah,
I
those
think
little
for,
wins
for
make a big
parents
difference.
looking for something to do immediately, like Dr. Rogan Chatterjee was on the show with us, and he's incredible. And he said that one thing you can do is you can charge your phones downstairs, because most of the damage and most of the worrying stuff happens when they're alone at night in their room with their phone. So that's one thing that you can do now, which can be safer for your kids.
All phones get charged downstairs.
Yeah.
What are you up to for Christmas?
It's everyone round our house.
Is it?
Absolutely.
Are you cooking the turkey?
No.
Oh, no.
We leave that to my mum.
Kath
She's
will
the
take care of that.
queen of cooking turkeys, Kath.
Mum's a
Wait,
good
you'll be able to eat
Absolutely.
the turkey this year, though, because there was a year where you couldn't eat the turkey, Emma, is this right?
I can't believe this is still a thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had a really bad, throat infection, and I didn't want to miss my Christmas dinner, so I blended it like a baby meal and drank it.
You blended in...
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
Well,
Turkey,
In a blender,
sprouts,
all of it.
In a-
Because then you get every flavour at once, and it's great.
we couldn't sort of have you on without taking the opportunity to try it. So we have a full Christmas lunch dinner smoothie.
Oh, my God.
Turkey, Yorkshire pudding.
Hasn't I'm a Celeb finished?
It's warm as well.
Exactly like that.
It's
isn't
warm.
Is it
This
warm?
is very
No. And then
Bush
if
Tucker
it's warm,
trial.
I thought it was going to be cold. I was
Come
like,
on, we've all done this for our kids,
Yes,
haven't we?
for sure.
We've made them eat it.
Yeah,
It's just
Here we go.
And
tell me that's not great.
It is actually delicious.
It's
no,
pretty
it's
good.
not.
I like
It's
that.
not. It's really not.
It's
Oh,
pretty
I
good.
I quite like
Stuffing.
a...
You've got liquefied stuffing coming through a straw.
The only
That's
thing is I
okay.
could do
It's
with a
nice.
fatter straw. Or a
Yeah, I
spoon.
can't get up.
It's
Yeah.
nice.
Like a Christmas.
Easy, say that, easy.
You know, a fatter straw would help.
It's just like a Christmas soup.
It is. It's nice.
If it was called a soup rather than a smoothie, it might be all right. but
Yeah.
the fact that you're
Do you want it in a
talking
bowl, Ben?
Pigs
Is
in,
that-
He would. Peanut butter in a spoon.
Emma.
Pigs in
Very
blanket through a
finicky.
straw. I'm going to leave that.
Thank
I'm
you,
usually
guys.
quite keen on
I
these
quite
things.
like it. I'd have some French bread
in.
and dunk it in.
Yeah,
I'm in.
I'm taking this with me.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Lovely
You're
to see you
welcome.
both.
Thank you very much.
Documentary is really, really interesting. It's great.
Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you so
It's
much.
called The
Thanks.
School That Banned Smartphones. It airs tomorrow and Thursday at 8 p.m. on Channel 4. Don't miss it.
I'd
It's
love
really
to get your
good.
thoughts on it as well. Do give it a
Really
watch and let us know what you think, because there's some extraordinary findings in there as
nice.
well. Thanks, guys. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
There. And James Marsden joins us now.
How are
Hello.
you?
I'm very good. I was just saying when we were watching that, I am right in the sweet spot for this movie because I've got an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old. They've seen all the previous ones.
Yeah, that's a perfect age.
What can we expect from this one?
Well, I think the fun thing about these movies is that the beginning, the first film was sort of a buddy comedy, which was he and I, and then it sort of expanded into the second film. He's got new friends, and it keeps getting bigger. The budget gets bigger and more inflated. And this film is sort of like unleashed, high octane. We're in London, we're in Tokyo. There's many more hedgehog creatures running around. So it's just a lot more for the kids and for the family and everybody.
Can you just explain, in case anybody hasn't seen it, James, how you fit in? Because you actually are yourself, essentially, but you're sort of Sonic's guardian?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
like adopted father.
The first film, it was more of like a road trip buddy comedy. We were like pals. And then it evolved into, I guess Tom, the character I play, Tom, is more of a fatherly figure for him now. And we're sort of the grounding force because he's sort of, he's still a, kind of a petulant teenager who's running around getting himself into trouble, and we're sort of providing the guardrails for him. But yeah, there's still sort of spirit of playfulness between the two of them. But yeah, now we have Keanu Reeves coming on the third film, voicing Shadow.
He's playing the baddie, right?
Yeah, the very brooding, mysterious bad
there's
guy.
a look of Keanu about Shadow as well, by the way. I mean, I don't know whether I'm thinking of Neo mixed in there as well, but...
Yeah, I think there may have been a little Matrix nod there.
Yeah.
Good call.
I like that.
I didn't pick up on that till now.
Yeah. And Jim Carrey's in the movie as well.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's in the movie twice. Yeah, he's playing 2 different characters in the film.
Is he? So what are his characters?
One's never enough with Jim.
Yeah, it must be real fun on the set.
Well, he's very subtle, so we could afford to have 2 Jim. Yeah, he's playing also his grandfather, Gerald Robotnik.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that must be one of the most extraordinary things, because in a character, in a part like that for Jim Carrey, who we know can be so animated and so sort of physical in his characters.
Yeah.
It must be an absolute joy to watch him play it.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I mean, it's funny because he's not really like an improv artist. He can do improvisational comedy, but he comes in with like sheet music. I mean, he comes in with like very detailed ideas about what he wants to do, and it just he's a perfectionist as well. So watching him work is always fascinating because he's a master, and he always finds new ways to kind of do his own thing that we've seen and that we love, but he sort of refreshes it and updates it. And yeah, he's just, he gives this movie, and all of these movies, a nice jolt of energy.
Yeah, he's amazing. Is it difficult to film these movies, though, especially for you? Because there's so much CGI. I'm guessing there's green screen as well. Like, how do you do it, and how do you make it work?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, because it is half, for the people who haven't seen it, it's half live action and half animated characters. In the first film, it was like, obviously we didn't have the budget that we do on this one, so it was like a tennis ball at the end of a stick, and I would have to like kind of watch the tennis ball walking around. In the second film, it moved on to like a little, it was like a little creature, little hedgehog version of him. The third film, it was all puppeteers. They came in with like really like elaborate puppets, and the puppeteers were actually doing the voice as well, so it made it easier for us.
Suddenly you've got something to play against. You've got something that is, and you can truly believe
exactly.
it.
Yeah, instead of just completely having to use your imagination and imagine that a tennis ball.
And were you a
is
fan of the games as a kid? Because
I
you were a
was.
bit older than me, but it's that era when Sonic came out.
And Nintendo,
and playing on
Mario's.
Sega.
I think I was just leaving the video games in my rear view right when Sonic came out. At least I was a big gamer growing up, so I would spend 5 hours a day playing them. I have to stop. But I remember when he hit the scene, and it was like Mario Brothers versus
Sonic.
Sonic. So I did play the game, but then there were, I think there were many different iterations of the game after that, and cartoons, you know, and everything. But it's cool. It's a great thing to be a part of something, a character that's so iconic, and celebrating him in a movie like this, and making movies that you can share with your kids. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Got to ask you about jury duty as well.
Oh yeah.
Because it's such a big idea in terms of having a whole cast of people apart from one who doesn't.
I mean, talking to Jim Carrey, The Truman Show was a great example. Like, that was a film that was all about Jim Carrey played a character, had no idea the whole constructed reality around it. You actually made a show that essentially was that, jury duty, with one person who didn't realise that everybody else was acting. Yeah, that was nuts. It was nuts because it hadn't really been done before. And so it was a bit of a high wire act, and can we even pull this off?
Yes.
And then beyond that, it was like, is this guy going to be okay after all of this?
Protecting him.
You know, Truman Show's a movie, and Jim's an actor, but this is a real human being out there who didn't really ask for this, but ultimately it was a celebration of his humanity, of his character, and he was a sport about the whole thing. But it didn't make me feel good when we were doing it.
No.
No, I liked making fun of myself and
Sending yourself
entitled
up.
Hollywood celebrity, but for him, he was such a pure human being, but it was perfect. It really worked out well. Didn't know it was going to.
That's what you don't know.
Well, no, because it's such a big idea. That's the thing. And it's like, can you keep the secret as well? Because you must have to improv some of that and kind of find your way a little bit.
Well, yeah, that's it. You can't have scripted dialogue because you don't know what he's going to say. So you have to sort of be on your toes. And I mean, there was scripted outlines of what would happen. Like James gets up and tries to get out of jury duty because he's a celebrity, you know? And then we just sort of say what we want. But yeah, I think the challenge was, you know, we have to make this there has to be comedy there, but we have to make it as realistic as possible so that he doesn't think he's on some show. And anytime he started to get a little suspicious, there were like 2 specific times, then the director said, tomorrow, just pull it all back. We are having boring court day. So no comedy beats, push nothing. And to the point where he would say, well, this can't be a show because this is the most boring day of my life.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So that was sort of
But then you all had to go through that as well. You all had to sit there and pretend, and knowing it's not, none of this is real, you just got to get through this to
No, and I would sit there ruminating whether or not this thing is going to even be seen by anybody.
Wow.
It's like, is my career over with? I'm just gonna say.
Wow.
But it turned out really well. I'm very proud of it. And he and I still keep in touch, too. So it's...
amazing.
Yeah, he's loving it.
I've got to ask you about The Notebook as well.
Sure.
Because it was literally, it was like my growing up kind of movie. And I can still watch it now and immediately...
Still resonates, doesn't it, with a new audience?
You cry, you're happy, you're sad. It's just like the whole thing. But the response to your character is now slightly different. I've been reading that people are like, no, she should have ended up with you.
I'm being told that quite a bit now.
You're rising like the phoenix out of the ashes.
Yeah, it all worked.
Yeah.
My plan worked.
Played the long game.
No, I think that was really maybe just society changing a bit. Like, now looking back on it, they all view their relationship as toxic.
Yeah.
Right? And I was the nice guy or whatever, but whatever. I mean, the movie works on so many different levels. It was just amazing that it's become this kind of classic.
Yeah.
Nobody thought we were making a classic.
No.
Making it, but
It's amazing what time does.
Yeah.
We understand, James, that you're quite the impressionist as well. You have a skill and an ability to do impressions. This is what we've been led to believe. You have a very good Matthew McConaughey in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I think I did a McConaughey back in the day when,
And it's not just the all right.
No, I did... Boy, it's been a while since I've even tried it, but, yeah, I did something with his, like, Texas S's, where he kind of creeps on it like that. Yeah, I can't... You have to stay on top of these things.
You do.
I did a movie with Woody Harrelson, and he just finished True Detective.
Right.
With Matthew, so he came on with all his little Matthew-isms, and I did mine, and we sort of that's what we did on set. So it was fresh in my head when I did that interview. But
have you ever done a Brummie accent though? Do you get can you hear?
Because I can kind of talk a bit like that.
Like
can you
that?
talk like that? All right, how am you?
Right, how that? Yeah. Wait, I didn't know what you said.
No. Not many people
What did
do.
you say?
Yeah.
All right, Bab.
I'm better at parroting it. Yeah, like,
Right,
I can
exactly.
say it back maybe.
Similar,
but,
yeah.
Right.
But if you have the expectations of go, Yeah, like,
Yes.
give us your
that's hard.
best. Like, I'll always fail.
A nice
Yeah.
kipper tie.
Yeah.
You want a nice kipper tie?
Yeah, no, skip a
Kipper tie. What is
Kipper
that?
tie? A cup of
That's
tea.
like a cup
A
of
kipper
tea.
tie.
You want a kipper tie?
Where is that from? A
That's
kipper tie.
That's
the
Brummy
Midlands.
as well.
That's sort of Brumley.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Kipper
Yeah.
tie.
Yeah.
He's looking at me very, very
Would you like a
different right
nice
now.
kipper tie?
Nice
Kipper
kipper
tie.
tie.
Yeah,
There
that'd
you
be
go.
nice.
You're
Yeah.
good. You're good. You're
Kipper
good.
tie. I can't wait to say that to everybody. And them. What,
Yeah,
the
they'll
hell?
all
What are you
look at
saying?
that.
What are you
If you
saying?
go anywhere near the Midlands, they'll all.
Yeah, well, I'm here for a good week, so I'll see if I
amazing.
can fine-tune some of it.
Excellent.
Enjoy your time
Thank
here.
you so
Yeah,
much
it's
for
good to-
coming on
good
the
to
show.
chat with you
Nice
guys.
to chat. And Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is released in UK cinemas on the 21st of December. Thank you
Right
for
enough.
visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Is here. Lovely to see you. Thank you for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's very festive here. I think
Isn't
I've
it?
counted 18 Christmas trees.
Yes.
So you,
Presents
you're having
under
a
everyone.
Christmas tree market.
we are. We've got.
I'm going to take one with me when I go.
Are you? Is Christmas big in the Marshall house? Are you fully decked up?
No, we do Christmas in France, so we sort of well, our house is very plain at the moment.
So it'll be more festive over there.
Festive over
when
there.
eventually you get there.
Yeah,
Okay, but what is festive is the Christmas special.
very much so.
What can you tell us? Because I've got to be very careful what I say, otherwise I give too much away.
No spoilers.
Because it was a bit like, leave, and a bit scary. There's ghosts involved.
Yeah.
It's a bit Dickensy.
You couldn't be any worse than me at spoilers. I'm the worst.
Are you?
So I'll just sit here and tell you what it's all about.
Okay,
Yeah. No, it's sort of it's a ghost story, really. It's a sort of Christmas festive haunting, which is a sort of the kind of case that very much butters Humphrey Goodman's parsnips, if you know what I mean. Christmas parsnips. So, and obviously he's got until Christmas to solve the case, and you know, it's fun. It's kind of it's sort of. It's got, like you said, it's got a bit of Dickens about it. It's quite
does.
Dickensian. It's very Christmassy, very festive, but it's also quite wacky as well.
It was, because at the end it goes a little bit Scooby-Doo. Watch it when it's out and you'll see what I mean, because there's almost a bit where you solve the crime and it goes a little bit... You go back in time.
Yeah, well, we sort of go inside, and it's unique to the show, I think, that we sort of go inside his head to solve the crimes. And so he knows what's going on, but anyone who comes with him inside his head doesn't know what's going on. Of course, they sort of go back into the crime and revisit the crime, so the people who are doing the crime have no idea what's going on. So it's a bit Scooby-Doo, but
Yeah.
I love it. It's very unique to the show, and I think it adds its own sort of spiciness to it.
There's that lovely thing, that familiarity and the joy that people have in your characters and the show allows you to play with the format a little bit, because everybody's so beloved and everybody just enjoys that so much.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, ever since sort of Miss Marple and Columbo, I mean, I grew up loving Columbo and Rockford Files,
Yes.
and I always try and put little homages to all those shows, and Barnaby Jones and all those old shows that I grew up watching. I always try and stick the odd homage in our show. But they've sort of, the public love them, and I think, you know, everyone loves a thriller and they love the sort of the crime-solving aspect of it. But it's something you can sit down and watch with your kids as well, and your granny, your dog, you know.
Are your kids watching this? Do they like it? Do they like watching Dad work?
This is the first show I've done, and I've done a few. This is the first show I've done that they've gone, yeah, I like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And actually, if you look closely, they're both in it as well next
Are
year.
they sneaking up as well?
Yeah.
Because it's so interesting, because it's such a great cast of people as well. You can tell that you all gel really, like, you're not let down by anybody on there. Every single person is doing a fantastic job.
Do you know, I mean, everyone always says, you know, every job is great and everyone's brilliant and stuff, but this really is, it's kind of an alchemy, you know, when you get a cast together who really get on really well. We're all filming down in Devon and Cornwall. We're all living by the beach. It's absolutely wonderful. It's just it's a joyous job.
Is there anyone? I mean, that's one of the things that I always think, because my family are in Port Isaac, which is where Doc Martin was always filmed. So all the family at certain points have popped up in that, and it sort of takes over that environment. But I always remember talking to the actors in the cast, saying one of the best things about it was the environment they're in, because it's such a beautiful part of the world. And actually being there and being so moved by the scenery, it becomes an important character in the whole thing.
I love, you know, what I particularly love about it is, as a I mean, I used to love the Caribbean and
Yes,
Death in
of course.
Paradise. But, you know, there's something about the West Country. I mean, I'm from the West Country originally. I'm from Somerset. But there's something about that sort of peninsula that goes, the promontory that sort of sticks out into the Atlantic, and it's wild, it's quite Celtic, it's quite sort of otherworldly, and sort of, it's just what the savageness of the place. And I'm very outdoorsy. I love the sea, and so I'm in it every morning before work.
Are you?
And, yeah.
Wow, what a treat.
Yeah, if there's
Do you
waves,
surf?
I surf, yeah.
Really good?
No, I've been surfing since I was about 22. So I've been surfing about 30 years and I'm still rubbish. But it's just, I just love it. It's time in the water, yeah.
And there's a third series that's going to happen next year as well.
Yes.
Has that already been recorded?
Yeah, we literally finished that last Friday.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So your work's done. Are you ready for Christmas? Is that gonna
Ready? I mean, I'm a little short on the Christmas shopping at the moment.
Right.
I'm thinking of taking one of these trees.
Yes, there's trees. I wouldn't take the presents. There's nothing in them.
No.
There's nothing in the presents. I found that out. Yeah, no, I'm a little short on the Christmas shopping, but really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Don't tell my kids because I haven't quite got their presents yet.
Well, you've got a bit of time.
They're at school.
You've
It's
got
fine.
plenty of time.
But this is the time of year as well where everybody then turns around and talks about their Christmas movies as well, and we can't not talk about Love Actually, because that's so many people's favourites. I mean, Kirsty, who was on before,
Yes,
I think
she's got
she
an
got a
official
script from Richard Curtis. She loves the
Kirsty
movie
Allsop loves it so much.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why do you think it still really resonates with people like that?
I don't know, because obviously, you know, a good Christmas film is sort of, it has the sort of potential to sort of resonate throughout every Christmas, because it can come back, like, I think of like films, well, all the classic Christmas films. But there's something about Love Actually, I don't know what it is, but it sort of captures the imagination of not just people in this country, but in America. I mean, it's huge in America.
It is.
Yeah.
And it starts from Thanksgiving, which is at the end of November.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
Yeah.
I don't really know what it is, that sort of weird, kind of, sort of zeitgeisty sort of thing. And it's sort of, I mean, it's 22 years now since we filmed it.
It is amazing, isn't it?
So,
and it's still joyous to watch.
it's great
it's
fun.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Chris, thank you so much for popping in. We'll let you go and get your Christmas shopping sorted.
Yeah, I need
Yeah.
to sort that.
Yeah. But it's really, really lovely to see you.
The Beyond Paradise Christmas special airs on Friday, the 27th of December at 9 p.m. on BBC One.
All right, competition time. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. The wonderful Reverend Richard Coles joins us now. Richard, congratulations. What a sensational experience it's been for us to watch. How has it been for you to be a part of?
It's been absolutely fantastic. Not what I expected at all. I thought it would be fairly tough. It was much tougher than I expected. And I thought it would be OK, and it's been absolutely wonderful. I've loved every minute of it.
You can't quite have loved every minute, though, Richard, because I saw some of those challenges and I honestly don't know how you did them. And you did them with such kind of...
Particularly eating, you're talking
Yes,
about.
a plot. You just got on with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think whoever thought a fermented herring was a good idea should ever have got off the blocks, personally. But it's a delicacy in some countries, so I thought if they could like it, I could like it. And the point is, at the end of it were stars, and stars meant meals, and meals meant happy campers, and it was all about having happy campers.
So the fermented herring was particularly bad. Is there anything else that you will never be trying again if anybody offers you up something or other, Richard?
Well, I don't think the cockroach as a canapé is another idea that's going to take off. That was pretty bad. Mouse tail and mouse feet, too, not great. In fact, there was nothing I was served up in a food trial, but we wish on your worst enemy. But we prevailed.
You did prevail, and you got the stars, which was the most important thing for eating. You also said it was harder than you thought it was going to be. What was harder?
It's physically very arduous, actually. The days are long, the sun is hot, the climbs are steep, and the challenge is, I sort of feel like I've gone 15 rounds with Barry McGuigan. But Barry McGuigan did teach me, I've now got the deadliest left hook in the Church of England, I think. So
nice.
Swings and roundabouts.
But can he see? He needs glasses. That's the problem. When you talk about the Church of England, how difficult was the junkyard challenge where you had to lie, Richard? How difficult was that?
How difficult was that? Well, I mean, I don't think whoever thought a fermented herring was a good idea should ever have got off the blocks, personally. But it's a delicacy in some countries, so I thought if they could like it, I could like it. And the point is, at the end of it were stars, and stars meant meals, and meals meant happy campers, and it was all about having happy campers.
So the fermented herring was particularly bad. Is there anything else that you will never be trying again if anybody offers you up something or other, Richard?
It was embarrassingly easy. I think, like most vicars, I've always fantasised about being the spirit of evil. And Maura, I blame her entirely. She encouraged me. But we did have lots of fun doing that, and it worked. So hurrah for evil.
You certainly have bonded with a couple of those campmates. We saw it in the little clip, particularly you and GK Barry, Maura as well. You got on very well with. I mean, there was a sort of a coming together of you and the young ladies in the camp, Richard.
Well, yes, I don't know why that was. I mean, I'm used to being stopped by hen parties for a kiss, but this was much more than that. GK and Maura and I think we just really hit it off, and GK especially. I was hoping for a bromance when I got into the camp. I just didn't think it would be with GK, but it was, and she's fantastic, and we're looking forward to continuing our friendship. And Maura I knew before, actually. We'd met on the wheel, where we both got our questions wrong. So it was nice to get a few things right with Maura.
Well, because I saw you come out of the jungle and you were doing your interview with the Ant and Dec, and then you were talking about going for a vajazzle.
Oh, yes.
With GK. Have you learnt what that is, and will you still be going for one?
Well, I thought a vajazzle was a vuvuzela, but they're very different things indeed. So when they said we'll go for a vajazzle, I thought we'd be playing on toy trumpets. But now I know what a vajazzle is, and that's something I will leave to others. It's not for me.
Well, you say that, though, because aren't your nieces keen to get GK to help you with your TikTok? I think you and GK going for joint vajazzles on TikTok would break the internet, Richard.
Well, it might break the internet, but it'll also completely rule out my chances of ever making it to be Archbishop of Canterbury, because I understand there's a vacancy. So much has happened since I've been away.
I love it. But in all honesty, though, one of the lovely things about watching the show, and I'm sure you felt this as well, was all of you together. And actually, Ant and Dec mentioned it the whole time, that all your barriers came down really early this time in the jungle, and that all of you just gelled together so well and lifted each other when you needed to and helped each other along the way. What was the secret to it, do you think?
I don't think it's a big secret, actually. I think, and I learnt this as a vicar, is people come together and their sort of natural goodwill and their desire to create something that's harmonious just happens, just don't get in the way of it. And we were lucky that the group of people was particularly well suited, I think. And we just had a great time. And the minute it really took off, we all worked hard to keep that morale high. And that's the difference, I think, between having a fantastic time and having a tough time. Yeah. And it just worked. And we had a wonderful time. We're in the middle of a party now. You've dragged me away from talking to eyelashes about the offside rule, actually. But don't worry, it's nice to talk to you. But I'd be very keen to get back to them.
You are looking particularly dashing as well, Richard. It looks like you've scrubbed up, and you're saying it wasn't for me and Kat, it was for the party.
Well, of course, always for you two, but actually for the party. In fact, I managed to get one of the security guards to drive me to the poshest shopping mall in the whole of the Gold Coast, and I whizzed in and got this scarf and whizzed out again. So it's all going very well.
Aww. And what are you going to take away from the whole experience, do you think? Because it's so interesting. When you first come out of the jungle, it's all a bit of a shell shock, and you see all the videos back and you see all your time there. But now you've had a minute to think about it. What are you going to take away, do you think?
It was a magical experience. I've got 12 really good mates that I didn't have before. I've learned stuff about myself. And I think most of all, it's a renewed willingness to say yes to life's challenges and adventures. Sometimes hard to do that when you're in your 60s, as I am, but that's no reason not to say yes. I'm so glad I said yes. And I've been rewarded for it so hugely. It's been a really, really great experience.
It's been wonderful watching you absolutely shine in there, Richard, as we knew you would. It's been a real joy. I'd imagine you've got quite a busy Christmas coming up as well. Have you got sort of a hectic schedule when you land?
Well, I've managed to offload most of my Christmas to unsuspecting friends and neighbours. So actually, I'm just going to breeze through Christmas, I think, and then let my feet hit the ground and see what it looks like. But it was like a dream. It was a really, really wonderful dream, but in fact, it was reality. Yeah,
wonderful dream and sort of a fever dream at times as well, with some of those things you had to put yourself through. We've loved it, haven't we?
Oh, it's been brilliant. And you were so brave and so brilliant and funny during the whole thing. It was absolutely lovely to watch.
We'll let you get back to that party. Big love to all the gang down there. I hope you have a wonderful celebration for your last few days, and we'll look forward to seeing you having hit the ground in 2025, Richard.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good Christmas.
Lovely
You
to see
too.
you. Happy
Merry Christmas.
Oh,
Thank
hello.
you.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
4 years, Richard Osman has transformed himself from a TV presenter into a best-selling author of the decade.
His Thursday Murder Club series is being adapted by Steven Spielberg. Oh, all right, Rich. All right, Rich, and an A-list cast. And now his brand new book, We Solve Murders, achieved one of the best first weeks of sale since records began, which is
Despite
unbelievable.
all of that, despite being labelled the king of crime, he said he'd be terrible at playing detective, but he joins us now. Really, would you be a terrible detective?
Oh, yeah, if I watch any crime show on TV, I can never... My mum would always... You'd watch the first 2 minutes of a morse. She goes, oh, that's his brother-in-law.
What, she just knew straight away?
Yeah, you think, I don't need to watch the next 8 hours now? Whereas I never know. I suspend disbelief.
She was a big inspiration for you, Mum, in the first series.
My mum, yeah, because she lives in a retirement community surrounded by these amazing older people who had all these incredible skills. And that's where Thursday Murder Club came from, really, is thinking that, you know, these people have these skills which we don't use anymore. And actually, if someone did commit a murder anywhere near them, I mean, my mum would solve a murder. If you murdered someone next door to my mum, what? Don't. If you're
planning on it,
she will get you.
Forget it, guys.
I mean, don't anyway.
No, but if you were, don't do it next
going
to your mum.
Yeah.
So, this new book,
Yeah.
We Solve Murders, 2 main characters.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about them.
Well, I wanted to start a new series. Thursday Murder Club are coming back next
Yeah.
year. I've got a father-in-law, daughter-in-law duo, which I thought was quite fun.
Yeah.
And the daughter-in-law is a bodyguard for billionaires, so she's always on private jets and private islands. She's always going around the world. I wanted to write a book. It's got the same sort of British wit and warmth, but where, you know, we're on a global scale. And I thought, well, but I want to send someone around the world who doesn't want to go around the world. So her father-in-law is a retired cop, lives in the New Forest. All he wants in the world is to look after his cat and do the pub quiz every
Loves being
Tuesday.
at home.
That's all he
done
wants
his
to
shift.
do.
He's
done his shift. He's got his mates at the pub, but his daughter-in-law, Amy, gets in trouble a long way away. She can only trust one person. It's Steve, her father-in-law, so he has to fly over, and then the two of them have to travel around the world trying to solve a murder.
Is that character based on you? Do you like being at
Steve,
Do you like being at home? Do you like chilling out? Have you got a cat?
really do. Oh, yeah, we've got 2 cats.
See?
Liesl and Lottie. And, yeah, I really like being at home. Isn't that terrible? But, yeah, like, very, very early on, Steve is on a private jet, and he's just furious because he discovers you can't get a Scotch egg.
Want to be a...
He's just like, just send me, please send me home. But it's fun. It's fun to do something globetrotting. As I say, it's got the thing I love is characters. I like, you know, jokes and being funny and you know talking about human relationships and stuff. But to send them to Dubai and South Carolina and St. Lucia and all around the world, firstly, it's going to be fun to film.
Yeah.
But secondly, it's funny for me as a British person to write about those very tropical places, but with a very British sensibility.
Yeah, because when you write Thursday Murder Club, I know you've got another one next year, when you write Thursday Murder Club, I guess part of the joy must be extrapolating those characters and finding out more about them and you know, where you want to put them and stuff. But there must be something about that lovely blank page when you start this and go, where do I want these people to go?
Yeah, it's interesting. I really wanted to write a new series because you have to. You know, I love reading lots of different things. So, I wanted to do something new and introduce people to a new world. And very briefly, I did feel like I was cheating on the Thursday Murder Club characters. For sure.
Did you?
I really did. But then about a month in, firstly, I fell in love with those two, and there's a novelist who Amy looks after called Rosie D'Antonio, who's the world's best-selling novelist. She's like Jackie Collins. So I've got these 3 people. I love writing them so much. And I worked out they're only about an hour and a half away from the Thursday Murder Club as well, if you jump in a car. So I think they all exist in the same world, really.
That is so good.
Have you cast them in your head? Because you know when you write, sometimes you think, oh, who would I like to play that person or that person?
Do you know what? I don't write visually at all. I write just from the heart. I'm entirely vibes-based. I sort of think, well, who are they?
Heart.
Yeah.
How long do you write for, and have you ever got writer's block at all?
Yeah, writers. I try and do a book a year, which doesn't really allow you a lot of time for writer's block, is the truth. The key thing about writing is do it.
Yeah.
And it's better to do 2 hours of bad writing than 0 hours of great writing. You have to get it done. You can make it better tomorrow. So I genuinely, the only thing is sit down and do it. It's like going to the gym sometimes. You don't want to do it. You put your trainers on and you think, OK, I'm going. And it's the same with writing. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to write the first word and just stick there for 2 hours.
And I bet you feel so good after you've done it.
Oh, my God. Having written, like having gone to the gym, It's like the best feeling in the world, isn't
You
it?
tiny desk, tiny mind. Did you have to have like space around? Like, can you write anywhere? Or
I can sort of write anywhere. We got Liesel, my cat, who's the older cat, was always lovely because she would just sit on the windowsill and be very quiet. Lottie, the new cat, she's a kitten, literally just climbs on my shoulders, climbs on my head, climbs over the keyboard, which I don't mind, but occasionally you do think, I am trying to work here.
It's the last time you was on the show, obviously you talked about the fact that, you know, you're going to be working with Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
This is actually happening now. The cast is phenomenal. What is that like when you go on set and you're, like, talking to Steven?
Yeah, honestly, it's amazing. I've tried to stay out of the film as much as I can. Other people have written it. Other people, I know, right? I don't have my photo taken with many people. Spielberg.
Oh, you had to do that.
Jedward, I did. That's
they are it together.
I'm saying to Stephen there, I've had my photo taken with Jedward. You know?
It's like, yeah, I'm adapting the life story.
Yeah. It's wonderful. And Dame Helen Mirren, Sir Ben Kingsley, Pierce Brosnan, who's the
Look at it down here. I mean,
world.
Ben Kingsley, David Tennant, Danny May, Celia Emery.
Yeah, my wife's in the film. So
Ingrid's in the film.
Ingrid's in the film. So
Love it.
she's been on set much more than I have. But listen, it's great. And I'm like anyone else who loves the books. I'm looking forward to seeing the film. I don't know what it's
You deal with the books, they deal with the film.
100%
You don't get involved.
that.
You don't go, guys, I think you need to change this.
I just think my job is to make the next Thursday Motor Club book.
Well
But
done.
set visits must be nice because they happen without any pressure, I suppose. And
Oh, yeah. No,
and you're
it's
like,
lovely.
The writer's here, everyone.
Yeah, well, on the day Spielberg was there, we went along. It was a day where there's lots and lots of extras. It was sort of there was a protest scene. There's lots and lots of older supporting artists, and I kind of walk along, and you can see people going, huh? And then they see from behind me Spielberg walks out, and then everyone forgets I'm there, and like the whole place.
Even though
Just
you're
goes
so tall.
absolutely loony. But even like Sir Ben Kingsley, and people are like, oh my God, it's Spielberg. Sorry, is anyone else seeing this?
Yeah.
It looks like Spielberg. It was wonderful.
And very quickly, how is Josie doing? Because she has been on House of Games this week. How'd you find her?
Listen, she's a delight, as you know. Is she going to win World Quiz Championships 2025? I don't know. Watch this space. But the lovely thing about that show is I don't care how good people are at quizzing. The whole point about that show is you come along, you have a laugh, and you get on with people. And, you know, if people don't like quizzing, we just have a laugh and we chat and we gossip.
Yeah.
If people do like quizzing, I let them be competitive. And so someone like Josie, who, as you know, in any room, she makes any room more fun.
Yeah.
Perfect guest
That's lovely.
for us.
Thanks, Rich.
Not that you need any help, but here is the book. It's Richard's book, We Solve Murders. It's out now. Congratulations. You're absolutely smashing it.
Perfect Christmas
We're
present.
so proud of you.
Sticking around as well.
It is the perfect Christmas present. There you go.
Books are perfect.
Oh,
It's a little Christmas present from me.
I mean, that
Can you
was
sign
free.
it as well, babe?
Not if it's free. Of course I can sign it.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
Oh, Maura Higgins joins us live from Australia. Morning, or should we say evening?
Good evening.
I know, it's so weird. It's nighttime here. Hello, guys.
Hey, Maura.
Hello, my darling. I'm so sad to see that you've been taken out there. You're one of the funniest people I've ever seen. Was you quite shocked when you heard your name yesterday?
Honestly, no. I told everyone in camp last night, this is my last night. I had Colleen plait my hair late last night, and I said, please, because I know I'm going to walk out tomorrow and I want my hair in plaits. And I just had a gut feeling.
Well, it feels like the nicest camp in that there's no side to anyone. Everyone's kind of getting on really well. You know, even like Dean was just a bit, you know, tired and grumpy. But other than that, everyone seems to be, you know, you're gelling so well. What was the atmosphere like in there?
Honestly, I didn't see grumpiness from anyone, if I'm being totally honest. Like, everyone just pulled together as a team. Like, we really just encouraged one another. It's very rare to have such a big group of people and for everyone to get on so well. And the little moments that you would have seen, because I haven't seen it and I haven't seen the edit or anything, it's all just tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
Like, I think I heard something about Jane with the washing up. She wasn't even bothered. Like, she was fine. That woman worked so hard in there.
It's unbelievable how they make stories out of things that you think are so small and things really blow up. But I've got to say, your entrance with Father Richard was genius. So nice. Like, it's the most iconic entrance I've ever seen. You spending time in the junkyard. Like, you had no remorse. You didn't care about eating the food. You You are the best liar I've ever come across, Maura. Where did you learn that?
Do you know what? I always thought I was a really bad liar, but clearly not. That was the best entry ever. Whoever thought of that needs a pay rise. Let's just say that. Me sleeping with a priest on my first night in camp, iconic. And me, of course I got luxury camp. Of course I did. I literally lapped it up so much. I had the most amazing time. And to be in there with Richard, he is the biggest sweetheart, like friends for life, but with everyone in camp. Everyone in that camp is incredible.
Yeah. Oh, well, you're incredible.
Nice. He's a lovely guy, isn't he? I worked with him on Radio 2. He's the nicest man.
He's so nice.
What was it like to be, A, away from your mammy, and B, what was the motivation to go in there in the first place? What did you want to do?
It was hard being away from Mammy. The one thing I really wanted to do was face my fears, and it was one of those shows that I always wanted to do at some point of my life, and I just never knew when would be the right time. And this year was the right, and I'm so glad I've done it now, because the campmates and the everyone just together, we just had such a family. And I faced my fears of spiders, and I hate every type of bug, but spiders, I don't know how I did it. I really don't. But I swore to myself before going in there, I will not say I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. And I'm so glad those words did not come out of my mouth.
Yeah. Oh, you did so well, darling. And I've never seen anyone shake so much during a trial. You face those fears. But can I just say, your voice is the voice of an angel. We saw you on the karaoke.
Celine Dion.
What? Are we going to see more of your voice in the future? No, seriously, you're good.
Well, I haven't turned on my phone yet, but when I do, I am expecting Simon Cowell to call me up. And if anyone needs autographs, let me know.
Please, before you go,
let's be real. I murdered Celine Dion's song.
You tried your best. We do want to get you on the show, though, and we do want you to sing on our show when you come back. Would you do that for us?
Of course I'll sing Celine Dion for you, Alison. Of course I will.
We can't wait.
You might want to bring some earplugs.
Oh, I'm very excited about you meeting up with Pete when you come back. We all know it's Pete. Don't even go there and say it ain't Pete. We all know it's Pete, and he loves you. You love him.
God.
What's going to happen when you come back?
Didn't take you long to ask that question, Alison, did it?
It didn't, but we're so excited about this. We are.
Do you know what? You do forget about the cameras, and, like, I do like to keep things private, but let's be real, I said it, I can't remember saying it, but I said the words I miss them. I do miss them. Like I missed all my friends and family.
Too late now.
But, no,
Can I be a bridesmaid?
He's been so supportive.
I want to be a bridesmaid.
You can be a bridesmaid, Alison. OK, for God's sake.
Get your hat, Hammond. It's happening.
No, but honestly, I didn't know if he was still in Strictly, and I'm so proud of him. He's proud of me, and I can't wait to see him when I get back.
Oh, we can't wait for you to see each other
as well. And listen, before we let you go, who do you want to win?
Father, of course.
I love the way she says
But you know what? Everyone in there is a winner.
Yeah, that's so true. You are, honestly, she's actually right saying that, because they're all worthy of being good winners. Well done, Maura. We can't wait for you to come home. You absolutely smashed the jungle.
Really appreciate you talking to us.
You did yourself really proud, and your family proud, and Ireland proud.
And Ireland proud.
Everyone proud.
Well
done.
Thank you. I appreciate you both so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure.
Oh, we love you. Bye.
Mr. Celeb, Get Me Out of It continues at 9 on ITV1, ITVX and S.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
It is officially Panto season.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Oh, it's going to get really dull, this, isn't it? To celebrate, we're heading across the UK to speak to some of the celebrities starring in this year's biggest productions. Paul, Chuckle, Gok-Wan, Craig Revel-Howard, Lee Mead and the wonderful Sue Pollard all join us now.
Yes, and to start with, we're heading to the Theatre Royal in Nottingham to speak to Gok-Wan and Paul Chuckle. Good morning, fellas.
OK, it's... Good morning. Hello. Kat and Ben, it's really odd that you're introducing me as Gok-Wan. Like, you don't know me.
Gok-Wan.
We've been out on a really boozy lunch before. Yes. We know each other very well.
Yes, but you weren't dressed like that, my friend.
By the end of the night, it looked like he was.
Yeah.
So...
How I miss you all.
We're missing you, but it looks like you've got your hands full. I've been following your Instagram, Gok, and you guys are working exceptionally hard to get ready for... When is opening night? When does it all start?
Saturday the 7th.
Yeah, yes, Saturday. Yeah, we open matinee on Saturday. We're almost there, aren't we, Paul?
We're nearly there. It's going to be a brilliant show. It really is a brilliant show. Except for this guy that comes out the ocean. He's
stop that. He's so rude, honestly. No, I am working with the biggest legend ever, Paul. He's so funny and so brilliant. It's
only my 58th pantomime.
Is it 58?
Yeah, it's not that many.
Well, you don't look old enough, Paul.
Wow.
But it is, honestly, it's incredible. It's really funny. The costumes are gorgeous. The set's beautiful. We actually did the opening number yesterday for the first time with all the lights and the effects. And I sat in the auditorium and I cried. That's how beautiful it is.
He did as well.
You're doing Peter Pan. Gok, I don't remember a merman in Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Is this some elaborate ruse of a role that you've made up to be fabulous?
You obviously didn't listen to the story properly, Kat, because, you know, it's a very famous character. Way more famous than Peter. So I kind of play the fairy character, the link between Neverland and Hook and Peter and the Lost Boys and all that kind of thing. And I wouldn't say that I've been shoehorned in. I would say that I've been given a presence on stage.
And certainly has.
I can't begin to imagine how exciting it's going to be to have you all there together. Paul, it's a special theatre, the one in Nottingham for you, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's a favourite theatre. It was Barry's penultimate pantomime we did here, and it was our 50th. Our 50th pantomime together was here at the Theatre Royal. It's a beautiful theatre. And anybody in the area, if you can get seats now, I'm sure there's a few seats left. Come and see us, because it's a great show. It really is.
It's so good, isn't it?
And it's such a superb theatre, this.
Really interestingly, Paul, you didn't say anything there about how amazing it is to work with me, funnily enough.
As I was saying, it's a superb theatre, this. This man is brilliant.
But it is so special, because a panto, I mean, I'm going to take my little lads as well to the panto. I just think it's such a brilliant family day out. All ages, anybody can enjoy it. There's jokes and fun for everybody.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly.
I mean, absolutely. Every single year, I look forward to doing panto because it's like, for some kids, it's the first time they ever go to the theatre. And I have to say, it's such a privilege for us on stage. We're telling a story that everybody knows already. You know the start, middle and end. But what is beautiful about panto is that you take kids on a journey of fantasy, and adults too, obviously. And I remember going to see my first panto in the 70s, and I always remember that magical moment of just being taken away. And it is like that every single day for us, and it is beautiful and incredible, and it's funny, and it's no longer the production values of pantos when I was younger. These are massive shows. We've got special effects, we've got the best lighting designers in the country, the best costumes, the best set, the storytelling, and plus the performers as well. The singers are incredible.
We've got a fabulous crocodile, huge crocodile, isn't
we're not allowed to say that.
Oh, sorry, we haven't got any crocodiles.
Oh, it's a big secret.
Don't mention the
We might have a reptile.
That was vague enough.
It was, wasn't it? Gok, are you going to sing? Have you got a solo?
I do have a solo, so I do sing a song about being a magical merman.
Can we have a little burst before we say...
Oh, my... You don't want to...
Yes.
OK, all right, I'll do it. OK, so go... Look at my style, could it be more glam? Look at my look, I'm no hologram. Fresh from the sea, you know what I am. I'm a fabulous merman.
Yeah!
There you go.
Not bad, was it? Not bad.
Love it.
That was just...
Thank you.
That was just off the cuff, just like
People
that.
queue up.
They will.
Oh,
they will.
thank you.
Lovely to see
Thank
you
you,
both.
guys.
Thank you for joining us,
It's
Scott.
great.
We'll see you soon.
Thank
Break a
you.
leg, guys.
Yes.
They're going to be
Miss you. Merry
Theatre
Christmas.
Royal.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Yeah,
Christmas, my lovely.
December the 7th till January the 12th to see those two in their version of Peter Pan.
OK, but there's another version of Peter Pan.
Yes, a
We're
rival version of
heading
Peter Pan.
to Milton Keynes now to chat to Captain Hook himself. So I think we might need a boo. It's Craig Revel Howard. Boo!
Morning, Craig.
Boo!
Boo, darling, boo away. Yes, I encourage that sort of ghastly behaviour.
Is there now? We were just hearing from Gok that there's a merman, a lesser-known merman in Peter Pan story at their theatre. Is there a merman in your Peter Pan story?
Yeah. Of course there isn't. We've got Tinkerbell, darling, as the liaison. He has most certainly been crowbarred into that show. No, but we do have a mermaid number that we do in the show, which is absolutely fantastic. And we also have a massive reptile, a crocodile, and also a huge big ship that I arrive on, which is absolutely amazing. I totally adore the Milton Keynes Theatre. I've done several shows here, from The Wizard of Oz to Annie, and it's so fantastic to be back here this Christmas for the first time. And I love playing this part because I don't have to put any eyelashes on, darling. I'm normally a woman in panto. So for me, it's a relief to have a beard and a hook. I absolutely love it. And what's great about it, as Gok said, you know, the kids, it's their first experience, and it's so proud. I'm proud to be a part of their first experience because, of course, they're so busy on iPads and everything nowadays. It's really nice to get them involved in a show. So for me, it's fabulous.
Yeah.
Great
also,
cast
Craig,
as well. They're all amazing. Yeah.
The best thing, I think, about being in a panto is playing the baddie. And that must be really fun to do.
Well, it's the only part to have, I say. You know, I love coming on and upsetting people. It's my favourite thing to do at Christmas, and it keeps me off the streets. I love the booing. I love the whole sense of theatre about it. I love the dark and sinister side of it all. You know, it's great. But it's also a lot of fun, and I get my comeuppance in the end. I get eaten by the crocodile, which is a little sad, you know. But
no spoilers,
but
Craig, come on.
Every panto has a story and a moral. What's that?
No spoilers. You've just ruined the end for me.
Oh, no. Well, I might come back to life for the bows. I think everybody knows the story, darling, don't they? Well, but I mean, it is a good life lesson as well. That's what's great about it.
I didn't know that there was mermen or mermaids or mer things in it.
There's there's mermaids, not mermen, normally.
Yeah, mermaids. We've got all sorts. We've got lobsters, every crustacean known to man in the show, darling, all dancing there, heart out.
But it must
and it's fantastic. It's so colourful. The costumes are amazing.
It must be really good fun, though, to do this at Christmas time at the same time. I mean, I know that, you know, everybody likes a break at Christmas, but to go and do this as well and spread a bit of joy must just make you feel even more Christmassy.
Yeah, well, It does, but not only that, I'm the only person I know that doesn't put on weight over Christmas. I tend to lose a stone in panto because there's 2 shows every single day, darling. You don't get time to eat, let alone sleep. So for me, it's great. So I really sort of tend to party after the New Year, you know, when we're on the Strictly tour, for instance.
Yes, we've heard about those legendary parties. Have you got a solo, Craig? Could you give us a little burst of your Captain Hook you could share before we say farewell?
Yes. I sing My Way, and now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain.
Snap, snap.
My friends.
I'm the
See,
crocodile.
it goes on, darling. I have those big notes at the end, and it's fabulous.
Oh, it sounds epic. It really does.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you
for joining us.
Much.
Craig's at the Milton Keynes Theatre. That's from the 6th to the 5th of January. It's going to be a great show. Thank you, Craig. Finally, let's head to Darlington.
Let's do it.
And speak to Lee Mead and Sue Pollard. They're starring in Sleeping Beauty at the Darlington Hippodrome. Morning, both of you. How are you doing?
Hey, guys.
Morning. We're absolutely fabulous.
We're wide awake.
Yes. I'm sorry we can't see you, but, you know, well, it's just one of those things. digital language these days and everything. But can I just say, it's fantastic to hear what Gok said, also what Craig said, and my great pal from years ago, Paul Chuckle. What do you think, Lee, about everything that they said about Panto, all the positive stuff that comes from it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's always for the kids, isn't it, as well? The grandchildren and the families. And
yeah, fabulous. And us, because we're still kids, aren't we?
And Sue, you play the villain in this Panto, is that right?
Sue, how can you be evil? There's nothing evil about Sue Pollard.
Oh, no, but you see, you're acting with a capital A. And sometimes, if I've had, say, a terrible morning, I'm going to say, right, you lot, you're really going to get it. I really want to be the evil witch Caraboss. No, it's the most marvellous thing. It's like Craig said, because you just... It doesn't really matter how bad you are. I don't mean bad at performing, hopefully, but a bad baddie. You see, I get upset if not a child isn't carried out within the first 5 minutes. I've obviously not done my job right.
Not evil enough.
But you're the goodie.
You're pretty scary, though. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's true. But you see, but Lee, being the goodie, you know, he gets all the oohs and ahs from everybody, don't you?
Occasionally, yeah.
You do.
And Lee,
of
course,
fabulous. Because it's nice to look at, you see. We can't have anybody
and
ugly.
listen to, Sue. He's lovely to listen to. He's a very talented singer. But you're playing the Prince, Lee. I was wondering whether is Betsy still as interested in coming to Panto as she was when she was little, because she's sort of at that mid-teenage years now where she still loved coming along and cheering and shouting, or is she a bit more...
It's a good question, actually. She almost said, oh, do I have to come and see you in Panto this year? But she's really excited to come up, yeah. I think she was 3 or 4 when she first saw me do the Prince.
Yeah. So it's been 10 years on the way up, and you're still doing it, and you still love doing it, don't you? Like Sue was saying, Lee.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I've done 14 Pantos now. I was lucky enough to do the Palladium Panto when it first came back as well, which was amazing. But I think I've got about 14 Princes now, yeah.
Isn't that marvellous,
Played Aladdin and... Yeah, but I love it every Christmas. It's brilliant.
And how many Pantos have you been in, Sue? Paul had been in, I think, 57, 58.
How many have you done?
God, that's a record. This is my 49th.
49.
Oh,
that's unbelievable.
I know. And people still think I'm 44.
Well,
another day over.
We wish you the best of luck. Has it already started, or are you in rehearsals at the moment?
We're in tech rehearsal at the moment, so we open Friday night, first show Friday at 7 o'clock. But, yeah, it's been a really, really great week. We've got great company, a lovely cast, and...
They're all fabulous. We've got lovely Josh, who is models, and we've got fantastic Jamie, who's the dame. We've got some beautiful... all the company are fabulous. But I've got to tell you one thing. It's so terrific. It's worth coming to the show, not just for the production values, but equally, what do you think, Lee, for the end of Act 1?
Act 1,
oh,
yeah.
Superb.
It's a big old spectacle.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I don't know why we're in it then when you see that.
It sounds very dramatic. Thank you both for getting dressed up so early this morning, especially with the tech rehearsal, because they can go on a long time. But Lee and Sue are appearing Sleeping Beauty at the Darlington Hippodrome, as they said, from Friday the 6th of December all the way through to the 31st. Have a brilliant run, guys, and a wonderful Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
Didn't like that. There's a lot of questions all the way through. We're joined now by one of the contestants vying for Star Baker, Dean Gaffney, of course better known as Albert Square's much-loved Robbie. Morning.
Morning.
Thanks for having me, guys.
It's lovely to see you.
Yeah.
So talk us through your baking expertise, Dean. Was it something that you've loved as a child? You were desperate to get into that tent to show off how good you are?
No. If you can imagine Frank Spencer being in the kitchen, I've got flour in my hair, eggs all over my apron. I mean, I've got all the gear, but no idea whatsoever.
I mean, you didn't even know how to put the apron on.
No.
What was it like when you walked into the tent? Did you suddenly feel the pressure, though? Because all of a sudden, I can imagine, oh, yeah, that sounds like a great idea,
and
bit of a laugh. And then you're suddenly there and you're like, I've got to make this happen.
You're walking into a great British institution, you know, as soon as you walk into the tent and you see Paul and Prue and whatever, you kind of go, oh, OK, here we are, we've arrived. It was nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Like I said, I am running around like a headless chicken, but I think that's what makes good TV.
Part of your charm.
Exactly.
Had you done much practice, though? Because you know you're going to go in, so you sort of obviously do a little bit of, swatting up on the baking front.
If I'm honest, I leave things to the last minute. So I was running around one of the supermarkets the day before with a researcher, and I'm going, oh, what does Villa extract mean? And she's like, have you got no clue? When we did like a Zoom chat, and they were like, oh my word, you actually have no clue.
But by the way, though, you did very nicely. So the first one was like a Christmas log.
Yes.
They said, not so much for the kind of the appearance, but the taste was amazing.
And I suppose that's all that matters, really, the taste.
For sure. Second one was like little meringue trees. Very good. Again, didn't split your cream. Third one, the showstopper. Much more
What's the challenge for the showstopper?
The showstopper was to do something from a soap opera.
Right.
Something like a scene from an iconic scene. I have to say Chris Bisson's is amazing, by the way, as is everyone else's. But mine, it fell short. We had Wellard in there, which was great.
Yeah.
But, I mean, my contract had 2 pages added, and I think it was that in case anyone gets food poisoning, to sign off.
The disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer. But no, but you know what? The showstopper was hard.
It was really difficult.
Really hard.
Yeah, really difficult. But you know what? You did a great job. Absolutely.
Have you continued with your baking expertise now that you're out, Dean?
I think the oven at my home has gathered dust.
Even more dust?
Even more dust.
So it's not something you're
It's just
into?
not for me. Do you know what? It was fun doing.
Yeah.
And like I said, being around great people, and it was, we filmed that actually in July, August.
Of course,
so
yeah.
Being in the festive spirit at that time was a bit mad. But and they created snow. It was such a great feeling. Can't believe how quickly it's come around.
I bet. And it's 7:45, Channel 4, Christmas Eve for the Bake Off Christmas special. We can't have you here, Dean. Of course, we're mid I'm a Celebrity. The contestants are now slowly being voted off. It's the last week, without reminding everybody of one of the most iconic trials of all time, of which you also star. Let's just have a little look at Dean in all his glory.
In there.
You've got it! You've got it!
Well done! Got 10 seconds.
Yeah, there, no, right, I've got... Oh, please give me some...
Got to move you on, Dean. You've got about 30 seconds
you
left.
can't leave me on, please.
3,
quick one.
2, 1.
You cannot. We were watching it earlier. You can't watch it without a big old smile on your face, and we can't. How do you feel watching
I'm
it?
still having nightmares 18 years on. But if I'm honest, we did the... I was lucky and fortunate enough to be asked to do the All-Stars.
Yes.
Best of the best. And we did that a couple of years ago in South Africa. I actually think that one was better. Number one, I've got older. And I just know what to expect now, do you know what I mean? But that was just as scary, if not worse.
Yeah. Have you been watching any of this season? What do you think? Who do you think are the front runners? And how do you feel when you watch it?
I think, obviously you've worked with Ant and Dec for many years. I think they make the show. They're so comedic.
They are.
So you automatically go, all right, let's invest in this show. Again, the producers are clever who they get for the show. I think Colleen's been a great sign. I think she's kept a dignified silence with her situation, which I like. I love Danny. I think he's great. Obviously, I've got to stick up for the soap opera boy, Alan.
Yeah.
I think he'd be great. He's a big icon as Tyrone. So, yeah, looking forward to see who wins.
Do you think it's easier now than it was when you did it?
No. My trial recently with Joe Swash has to be the hardest one, I think, on the show's history.
Really?
Because it took 4 hours to film. Normally a trial takes about...
Was this the one in South Africa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally it's about 45 minutes long. We were laughing, we couldn't get through it. Ant and Dec were going mad because we were losing the light in South Africa. The producers were pulling their hair out, but they were saying this is great TV. And obviously it wasn't live, the one we did in South Africa. So
yes, yeah.
You could watch it, I could watch it back.
Oh, well, listen, you've provided hours of entertainment. It's just
Still love it,
brilliant.
Dean. It's always great to see you. We'll enjoy the Bake Off Christmas special on Christmas Eve as well. It's great to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. The world's most renowned veterinary surgeons tackling surgeries other vets wouldn't even dare to dream of.
And now Supervet Noel Fitzpatrick is taking a look back at some of his most memorable cases in a brand new book inspired by his specialist subject, dogs.
And Noel joins us now. I love this book. I love the fact that it's chapters, it's about dogs and they're humans and the reciprocated love that goes on between us and our animals.
Yeah, I wanted it to be 17 or 18 standalone stories you can just dip into, and it was very interesting before we came on air. You had a favourite story.
I did.
And everybody has a favourite story. So your favourite story was?
It's Bob the Staffordshire Bull Terrier and Dave. Bob and Dave.
Bob and Dave.
They were a team.
They were a team.
And Bob definitely saved Dave.
Yeah, Dave had fallen down on his luck and, you know, he'd had drugs in his life, he'd had addiction in his life, and Bob saved him. And this story, because I see it every single day in my consulting room, how dogs save humans and how life unravels. Like yesterday, 3 times in my consulting room. I was in theatre last night till very late. And every single day, it reminds me a lot, coming up to Christmas, how important this book is and how important dogs are, because Christmas is about love and joy and hope, and most of all, it's about home. And people have often said to me, my dog makes my home. You had a dog in your life.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. And even now, I still go to fill her water bowl. And like, if I'm finishing off a drink of water and I haven't finished it, I'll go to pour it, and then I think, oh no, she's not here.
I'm the same with Kira, my dear friend.
You had
the
Kira
love of
as
my
well.
life was on the back of this book.
Yeah.
Yeah, there she is. And she was the love of my life, and she really taught me so much about myself. And that's just the narrative of this book, whether it's the Queen, chatting to her about the corgis, which was quite funny because what I asked her, whether it's her or what was I going to say with anybody,
right.
but I asked her, you know, how does she deal with the vicissitudes of life and the ups and downs and people, you know, always having something to say. And she said, oh, it's much like the dogs, you know, you just need to know which bark to listen to. Because most of the time I just ignore them.
Amazing.
But I do know which one to listen to. And isn't that a metaphor for life? You know which one to listen to.
You were that was a lunch. You were actually sat next to her.
Yeah, I was.
That's quite an intimidating.
With an injured foot as
With a
well.
bad foot.
Didn't you fall over or something?
I did. I had a cast on my foot and accidentally kicked her handbag under the table. I know.
That's treasonous.
It was. I was going to end up in the tower for sure. But what was amazing was how, you know, it was just like having a chat with you. It was an enormous honour. And it's the same I find with everybody who's in the public eye or anybody who's not in the public eye. Through their dog, the true essence of themselves are shown.
It's just a fabulous connection, isn't it? So then the question ends up being, with all these incredible stories, how do you cut down the stories, Noel? Because you must have so many moments and stories. Like you say, even yesterday there were 3 occasions when you could have put stories in.
Yeah, well, apropos what you said when we came on the show, it's not so much that I do things that other vets don't do. It's when is it ethically the right thing to do? And I had the 2 extremes of that yesterday. One in which a dog was unsavable, but actually was, with some new developments in 3D printing and technology, and was the right thing to do. Another one was not the right thing to do, and we took that limb off last night, literally 10 o'clock last night.
Wow.
And that's real life. But to answer your question, the stories make themselves known. So there's a child in there with autism spectrum disorder and how his dog helped him. There's a man who has come from the war in Ukraine and how his dog helped him. There's a man whose affair was exposed.
That's quite a funny one. With the suspender belt. The bright red.
Well, it was way back in my career, and I had just started out in the UK. Actually, one of my first jobs. And a gentleman came in, a man of a certain calibre in life, or so he thought he was. All right, mate, look after the dog, mate. And his wife was there, and she was very much reticent to say anything until the West Highland White Terrier brought up a red string, which turned out to be a suspender belt, which is in chapter 1. And suffice to say, because I don't want to ruin the story, she said, "That's not mine, George."
And George wasn't the dog.
George was not the dog. George soon lost his Bentley, and yes, dogs show the very best and sometimes, unfortunately, the very worst.
Can't lie about
There's a story in there about a guy who was going to get engaged to his girlfriend, and the dog ate the ring. So he's following the dog around the woods for 3 days looking for poo. And she thought he was really weird. I don't want to marry this guy because he's a bit strange. He's always looking. No, darling, I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up.
Go away.
And in the end, he finds a sparkling diamond, which again, another metaphor. A diamond in the midst of poo. Isn't that the metaphor for life?
Absolutely. But where do you have the time to do all this? Because you write the books. You obviously do this cutting edge.
You're in surgery till 10 o'clock.
Like it's crazy. And then you also play in a band as well called Fitzpatrick. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's called Fitzpatrick. Patrick, because Brian May said Van Halen did quite well with their name. So I thought, OK, well, all right, fine. Yeah, we're playing a gig on the 18th of December in Soho. Everybody's invited.
Whereabouts?
It's at the lower third or the upper third. It's in Denmark Street in Soho. So it's where all the guitars are.
Of course it is.
And, you know, Elton John started out there, the Beatles started out there. I just thought Fitzpatrick should start out there. Well, I'm very excited about it. It's called Fitzmas. And like with the book...
Fitzmas.
I find these things therapeutic. I was very lucky to find guitar because it's great therapy. I'm very lucky to be able to write in the book. And I write between midnight and 3 a.m.
Oh.
And...
when do you sleep?
Yeah, between 3 a.m. and the rest of whatever is left.
Right.
Overachievers Anonymous is what he needs to go
And
to.
the stories make themselves known in the same way as the songs make themselves known. And I've been a big song fan all of my life. And I see this book very much as a lyrical ode to all of the dogs I've ever met. And hopefully people, when they read it, they just dip in and dip out. And this Christmas time, hopefully they can find something that matters to them.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we've got a bit of a surprise for you now, too,
Oh,
actually.
you do?
Yeah, take a little look at this video we've got. See if you recognise this person.
Hi, Noel. Bailey and I are so pleased to have this opportunity to thank you once again for making our Christmas 2022 complete. After Bailey was hit by a car, giving him horrendous injuries 2 weeks before Christmas, you operated him on your birthday and saved his leg from amputation. You are an amazing man and we are so grateful. As you can see, Bailey is fit and well and enjoying life. Thanks to you. Merry Christmas. Love, Bailey and I.
Oh,
that's magic.
And that was Vivian, and that was Bailey, and there was a terrible accident, and you managed to sort.
Just wanted to say thank you.
That's so sweet. That's so sweet. Oh my goodness, thank you.
It was a Christmas miracle for them.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I remember it vividly. It was my birthday, and I couldn't ask for a better birthday present than to give Bailey his life back.
Neither could they.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell where Bailey started and the rug ended. I mean, that's the special thing about Bailey. He looks like an absolutely wonderful dog.
Aren't I blessed to have all these dogs in my life?
I think we're very blessed to have you
around.
doing what you do.
Oh, well,
For sure.
I'm the one who's honoured. Thank you.
And it really is a lovely book. It's called Dogs and Their Humans, Stories of Healing and Hope from the Super Vet Surgery. It's out now. It's great for Christmas. Anybody who loves
And
dogs.
Fitzpatrick, 18th of December.
18th of December in
Denmark
Soho,
Street.
Denmark Street.
Fitzmas.
Please
It's
come.
gonna It's going to go off.
Fitzmas.
Rocket.
Love
Thanks,
it. Great
Noel.
to see you.
Thank you so
hello.
much.
Okay.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Thea Erivo and Ariana Grande. There's two best friends from Manchester making their magical Hollywood debut.
Yes, 10-year-old Caris Mungole plays young Alphaba, while Hattie Ryan, she plays a munchkin. Good morning to both of you girls.
Morning.
Morning. Now, how long have you been mates? Because you've been mates for a very long time, haven't you?
Yeah, around 7 years, maybe. No, around 7 or 8 years. Yeah.
So how did this all come about? Did you both have to audition? Did you tell each other that you was auditioning? Tell me what happened.
So, I think at the time... So, first of all, we did a self-tape with us two.
Yeah.
And then I think from Caris said that she got from the self-tape, I think she got it straight away. Did you say?
But at the time it was a secret because everyone else had to get a recall.
Got
so
ya.
even though she's my best friend, I couldn't tell her.
Oh, my goodness, you had to keep that secret from each other, but you both understood.
Yeah, I didn't get it straight away. I did a self-tape like Caris, and then after the self-tape, I did an audition.
Right.
And then from the audition, I got it.
Lovely.
So tell me this, did you get to meet Cynthia and Ariana?
Yeah.
So she got to meet Ariana and I got to meet Cynthia.
What were they like?
Ariana was so pretty. She speaks really high.
Does she? Was she in a big
She's
pink
like
dress?
a princess.
I can imagine that. And what was Cynthia like? Because you actually got to go and see her fly, didn't you?
Yeah, she's talked about this already, but there was one time on set and she was flying and I was just so amazed because at the time I was 8 and she's amazing. She's so brave to go up to the ceiling and fly. And they accidentally heard me in the monitor saying, wow.
Really? Did you get to fly as well?
Yeah, I did.
What was that like? Was it terrifying or was it really exciting and exhilarating?
At first, it was a bit scary because obviously you've got to get used to it. But as it went on, I got used to it, and it was exciting.
I mean, what an experience. There you are there. Look at you playing young Alpha.
Gorgeous.
And then, Hattie, you played a munchkin.
Yes.
Did you actually get to hold Ariana's hand?
I did.
But is it also true that you actually shut down production because you wasn't very well? What happened?
So, one time on set, it was quite windy, and there was lots of like grit and stuff on the floor.
Yeah.
And it all flew up into my eyes, and I started rubbing my eyes. And when I rubbed my eyes, because I'm ginger, I started going all red.
No.
And I started going all red, and then I can't film because I'm all red, obviously, because I wasn't red for the rest of it. Yeah, because I wasn't red for the rest of it. So I accidentally sent everybody home.
They were like, the Queen can't do it, so we have to shut down everything. Can I just say, your outfits today, very, very
Giving us
interesting.
wicked vibes,
They're giving
right?
me some wicked vibes. And I was just wondering, have you done that TikTok yet? You know, when they go, I'm a witch and you're it. Have you done that yet?
Yeah.
Have you actually filmed it yet?
We have, yeah.
Can you do it for us?
Go on.
Because it's my favourite thing ever. Right, stand up. You got your cameras. This is your moment. Ready?
Go for it, girls.
Here we go.
Alphabet. Glinda. Alphabet. Glinda. I'm a witch. And I'm a witch, but which is which? Well, here's the sitch. We were roommates back at school. Alfie's awkward. Glinda's cool. We were strangers. That's no lie. But now we're besties. Ride or die. The school we go to is called Shiz. I studied hard on every Quiz. while Glinda chases Alpha with Riz. and someday soon we'll meet the Wiz. Green, pick, green, pick, green, pick, stop. This song's good. Kind of a bop.
Please, that is amazing. Please let us do this later.
Oh,
Can
we're going
we
to
do
have to
it?
try, aren't we? We've got to give it a go. I
Oh,
don't know if
thank
I'll
you
fit
so
in the pink
much.
outfit, but we'll give
You
it a go.
can fit in that pink
We'll
outfit.
have to give it a go.
Oh,
How was the
thank you.
premiere? Was it fun?
It was amazing. I got to meet so many stars that I didn't get to meet while filming. Everyone was just so lovely, and I got to do so many interviews.
And they're so friendly to you as well, haven't they been so lovely? Look how stunning you both look.
Beautiful.
Oh, I love that.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for coming on the show today. It's been so lovely to meet you, hasn't it?
Yeah, we need to go and see the film. I'm going to watch it another 10 times. It's brilliant.
Me too.
It's
Thank you, girls.
Wicked Part 1 is out now in the cinemas. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. We can't wait for Part 2.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.